What's going on, growth chasers? It's the Dividend Bloodhound here with another investing episode. In today's episode we're looking at 12 super high growth companies that have sustained at least 37% growth averagely over the last 5 years. And I know past performance isn't always an indicator of future performance, but all of these companies, according to my research, have got an absolute fantastic future ahead of them. Do stick around after the intro and I'll explain exactly why. If this video does bring you some value, it'd be absolutely fantastic if you could hit that like button. It really helps this channel out and helps me out personally. And if you've never seen my channel before, it'd be great if you could subscribe and even tick that notification bell as well if you're feeling super kind. That being said, let's roll the intro and I'll catch you on the flip side. See you there. Hey again guys, welcome into the video. So these companies that I'm talking about in today's episode will likely be familiar to you all. I've put them together in my trading 212 pie, all 12 positions, to hopefully take advantage of the growth that these companies are going to provide over the coming 15 years. Now, according to the pie, it is a loose fitting thing, but according to this pie, there is the potential to gain over £1 million out of this investing pie over 16 or 17 years of investing just £100 a month, which I get is a lofty goal, and I may have to rebalance as some of the companies stop growing as much and mature. But then again, some of these companies already are very mature businesses, but they're still growing at a hefty rate. And that is absolutely fantastic, and that is what you're looking for as a growth investor. Not many of these companies pay dividends, which is fair enough because all that money gets reinvested into growth, but a couple of them do. I will highlight exactly which ones they are. And most of them feature from the tech sector, though not all, it has to be said, but a lot of them do feature in the tech sector for obvious reasons, that has been the fastest growing sector in investing and in the stock market for a considerable period of time now. And I believe that we are only just getting started when you get into the nitty gritty of just what tech can provide businesses, can provide consumers, etc. for the future. Whether you've got one end of the spectrum with analytics, the other end with streaming, and then in the middle somewhere is live gaming and e-gaming going forward. That being said, I'm going to quickly take you into the app now to have a look at my super high growth pie, and then I'll give you a couple of quick reasons as to why each of them made it into my pie and will remain there for the foreseeable future until I potentially have to do a rebalance if their growth slows down. The trouble with growth investing is you have to continually monitor, because eventually these companies might slow down and you'll have to rebalance and swap them out with another high growth company. It's not the same as dividend investing, where you just almost do your research once, you're happy with their history, and then you'll receive that dividend forever. Very different with these companies, but you can make an awful lot of money very quickly. So that is the sort of trade-off that exists. Anyway, that being said, let's get in there and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. See you on the flip side. Hey again guys, welcome into the app. So here we have my FANG Plus pie with 12 positions in it for super high growth. Just by saying FANG, obviously you know where some of these stocks are going. As you can see, it's on track at the moment, £9.50 up or 2%. If we have a proper look at it here, you can see that I'm £9.50 up and I'm 0.05% of my way towards my total goal, which is £1 million. Now, if we have a look at the auto investing side of things, you can see that I've got a 15-year time plan of just 17 or practically £18,000 invested and 37.86% return. Based on that return, and if it's sustained, I should make my way nicely towards £1 million. It's currently saying £893,000 there at the moment, and you've got to take some discipline, but that is the way forward. So if we have a look at the actual holdings themselves then, so the first one is Microsoft. This made it in because it is a software giant. It has got all sorts of different sectors that it looks after and has got into. It also owns internet websites like LinkedIn, and then of course it's got Xbox as well, and we all know that gaming is growing hand over hand, year over year. Next is Apple. Now Apple has an extremely loyal customer base. It is the first company to achieve a market capitalization of 2 trillion, and it has awesome products. I'm a big Apple user in terms of the products that it provides, and I believe so many other people are there, and they have a king status for me. They do provide a dividend, so do Microsoft, one of the only two that do. But yeah, their products, their loyal customers are a good way for this going forward, and they found a way to monetize absolutely everything. Tesla is the next company, big in the news at the moment, the future of automobiles really, with electronics. But then it also has its solar roof and battery deals where it provides batteries for renewable energy. So it's not just a car company, very important to remember that. Alphabet is here because it has the searches from Google side of things and the analytics that provides, and then it also has information on all of us that it can sell and market towards other people and get revenue from advertising. And then YouTube on top of that. YouTube is still growing in terms of its streaming and the amount of people using it, and that just tends to carry on for the future. Amazon is next to make it in, and that is obviously, it is at war with everybody. It's got one of, if not the richest men in the world looking after it and growing it, and it seems to be declaring war on absolutely everybody, despite having its own website based sales that obviously it does. It's got its own streaming side of things, it's making its own films, it's looking at a space program, it's providing food. It's literally having a go at absolutely everybody, and is doing particularly well at it. Facebook is next. More and more people are using this. Facebook is very, very good at converting these people into basically products to market and advertise to. So of course that just means their revenue is going to grow. That is Zuckerberg's main thing: attract people to it. It's paid for by people watching adverts and seeing adverts, and this golden nugget hasn't changed since they made it when he was in his college dorm room, and now he's a multi-billionaire off it. MasterCard is next. We are going cashless. Society is becoming more and more cashless. This company stands to make an absolute fortune off doing so, not that it doesn't already. And then it facilitates the cash transactions between businesses as well as being a credit card facilitator, banking facilitator. Your wallet or purse probably has one of MasterCard's cards in, and that's exactly why I've got it. Shopify is next, still growing exponentially. The amount of people that are going to move into the online market space, set up their business as a little side hustle, Shopify facilitates that, and the amount of millennials and then younger people still that are doing this and making a fortune out of it just means that this company is going to grow through year on year. Salesforce is next, the customer relations management company. CRM is the future of retail and consumerism, essentially getting customers to come back for more, and the analytics of doing so is getting more and more and more important. Every single company that's out there, if there's one thing that I've learned from my university course, is that customers and the management of them is getting right to the top of CEOs' strategy lists, and Salesforce, being a company to be able to monetize that, is the best place to take advantage of that when it comes in across the board, and it is doing so. Nvidia is obviously a graphics card manufacturer, and there seems to be graphics cards appearing in absolutely everything now. Even kettles have computerized little chips in them, and computer screens, and require graphic screens if you want to get your little kettle going or whatever it is. So computers going forward are just going to need even more of these, and then as we develop into gaming and so forth, this company will surely benefit from that. And then the last two we have here is Adobe. So you've got their PDF file system, which every solicitor, whenever you want to send a document, that is pretty much, I can guarantee, will turn to PDF. And then there's also their photoshopping side of things, and as we carry on photographing our lives and blogging our lives, etc., that's just going to get more and more prevalent. And then last but not least, we have Netflix here at the bottom, the streaming king that it is, and it is just getting started really. It's now started producing its own blockbuster films and blockbuster series. It's employing the very best actors in the world to do so. So that will just continue at a cash cow, and as long as they can get the right directors and keep chugging out films, they will do exactly what Disney's managed to do, minus the theme parks, and just carry on plugging out film after film after film, and it can come directly to your home. You don't even need to go to the cinema anymore. You can just sit on your sofa, pay your subscription, and get some of the very best films that are being released at the moment. And I believe that that is just going to carry on and be the future. Them are my 12 super high growth stocks. They've done particularly well so far. A couple of them are in the red. I mean, Tesla had a lackluster battery day, so that's brought it down a little bit. But all of them I do believe in. All of them have shown absolute excellent histories over the last 5 years or so and beyond, and I genuinely passionately believe that I won't have to touch this portfolio very much to continue growing it towards the first goal of £10,000, then 100, and then onwards to £1 million in the end. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. I do hope that you might construct your growth portfolio in a similar way. Let me know in the comments section below who you've got and who you would get rid of, if you would eliminate any, and what you would replace it with. I'll keep to my limit of 12 because that's the sort of, I want to keep it niche, so it's actually, when I do invest and auto invest my deposit into it, there's a noticeable amount of increase to each share, and I have faith in every single one of these companies. That being said, I'm going to wrap up in the app here, and I'll see you back out in the outside world. See you there. Hey again, guys, welcome back. So those were my 12 super high growth companies there. I don't think many people would argue with the sort of pedigree that those companies have. I do hope and believe that they can continue the sort of growth that they have experienced over the last 5 years or so. An average of 37%, that is absolutely fantastic. If that continues on present trajectory for 15 more years, then that will be me getting very close to £1 million. As I said, I will rebalance if required. I do monitor these companies constantly to see how they are getting on, and any change in their fundamentals, or if their growth slows down, then I'll certainly be looking for another company to come in and replace and hand over the baton essentially for further growth. That being said, are there any companies in that little pie there, any of them that you would swap out? Do let me know in the comments below. I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts on who you would add. I know there's a lot of high potential companies out there. Snowflake, the recent IPO, is absolutely one of them. One thing I will say is please don't mention any SPACs to me, special acquisition companies. I take care of them in a separate section of my portfolio. This pie is for established high growth companies. The SPACs such as Hyliion, Tortoise Acquisition, FMCI, Tattooed Chef, and Pershing, Tontine, those guys, Green Energy, etc. They are dealt with elsewhere, and I of course bring videos on that. I do hope you've enjoyed this video today. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring. Do please consider liking the video. It really helps out the channel if you do that, and if you haven't already subscribed, it would be great if you would consider doing so now, and even ticking the notification bell as well. I do hope I can see you in another investing episode. That being said, I'll catch you in another one. See you later. Bye bye.